So how's everybody doing? All right, this will be easy. My name is John, for those of you who I have not been lucky enough to meet. I had the good graces to meet both Cole and Annette in high school, although I had met Annette first through mutual friends. We were part of a small cadre that meandered onto Milwaukee for college, where Cole and I grew much closer.
All right, my name's Vince. My introduction's really easy. My dad he brought the house down at the roast last night. He's also Vince, so don't be disappointed. I met Cole freshman year at Marquette. We lived just down the hall from each other, and I met Annette maybe a couple months later. So I came in a little later than John, but we've been close friends with both of them ever since.
So, as two of Cole's closest friends, I think it's fair for us to say that you did a much better job choosing a life partner than you did friends. That said, I also think I speak for both of us when I say that we were honored and surprised when you sprung this best man gig on us. What would you say, Vince, about a week ago?
It'll be fine, everyone. We'll figure it out. Thankfully, Annette is a little more organized than Cole, so we had a little more heads up. But we get it. You know, Cole's got a lot on his plate. He's a pretty important guy, right? Big DC consultant. It's a hectic schedule, you know?
So, Cole, because Vince and I have such esteem for your career as a consultant, we figured we would do Annette a solid and do a little consulting ourselves. Now, between the two of us, we have about 15 years of experience.
Well, you gotta round up a little, right? You know, you gotta fudge the numbers, Cole.
16, 17 years of experience as husbands. And against our wives' best judgment, we figured we'd share our tips and tricks of the trade.
All right, so our first tip, this is for both of you, but it's really for Cole. You need to be patient, Cole. We were all very patient waiting for this day to come. Actually, you two were quite patient with each other. So you're off to a good start. So it wasn't long after I met Cole that I met Annette. And when we met in college, they were not dating and not interested in each other. It's very believable. We knew that someday this day would be here. The whole Marquette crew knew that we'd end up here someday. And they came around to it. Be patient, Cole.
So, Cole, a bit on communication. You are a gifted elocutionist. No argument. In fact, I've been lucky enough to spend many a wonderful evening, as many others I'm sure have been, speaking late into the night on a number of topics. You have tried to convince me to join you running for student government in college. You have talked me through your 5-step plan, your 5-year plan. You've talked me through my 5-year plan. Sounds like others may have had similar experiences. We're all the better for it. Cole, I'm going to try and pull in some business principles for you, so this one hits home. The Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule, system sciences claims 80% of outcomes are due to 20% of causes, and that's really where you should focus your time. I just want you to key into the numbers since you are a numbers guy. You should spend at least 80% of your time listening to what Annette has to say, and at least 20% of the time affirming it.
We'll wait.
We got a while. We're gonna need a few breaks.
We can be patient. No problem. Let's turn to budget for a second. You know, many things can strain a relationship. And finances are one of the main things that can strain a relationship. And you two are really good at keeping a budget. I'm sorry, I can't lie to everybody. These two do nothing small. Cole did his 21st birthday in Las Vegas. They go on ski trips all over the world, a little long weekend in Chamonix for his 30th birthday. I mean, they're going to Spain. That's actually relatively close for their honeymoon. More recently, in discussing this beautiful party, Cole and I have had a theme in our conversations about fiscal austerity. You know what? Just scrap it. You guys aren't going to keep a budget.
Cole, a note on compromise. You have demonstrated throughout your life that you were exceedingly resilient. Heck, 15 years later, and you finally outshot Annette at the range. By the way, Annette, thanks for giving him a W at the start of the weekend. I think his confidence might have needed it. But certainly, you fall down, you get back up again. We're not trying to dissuade you from that in most things of your life, but we do want you to understand it's okay to be wrong, and you're going to have to get used to it. Now, it would not be fair, while we have enjoyed for once giving you some advice, if we did not also recognize the incredible ways in which you and Annette and your relationship have influenced our lives and how much we've learned from it. So on a little bit of a shift away from the advice track. Tonight being a prime example, throughout our time together, it has been quite apparent that family has been incredibly important to the both of you. While I was in college, I might call home once a week, sometimes once a month. Occasionally, my family would call public safety at Marquette and have a wellness check performed. Meanwhile, it was not uncommon to catch Cole calling family between classes, to see him step away from activities, both school-sanctioned and otherwise, to talk to family over the phone. When we came to visit him over summer breaks at his home, we were not there just to spend time with him, but we were invited into his family. And now, when Cole and I catch up from across the country by phone, the top of the conversation is, and always is, family. And it has been a joyous experience for myself to see the two of you transition from friends to family. When you do make it to the Midwest, it's difficult to make the Annette-Cole agenda. Family is first. Recently, we did have the, again, pleasure to join you both at a high school football game with some of Annette's family. And I will say that whether it is a mundane football game or something more spectacular like this evening, the two of you have always had your hearts in the right place. Deeply rooted in family, and your growing relationship has been a growing example to myself about who I want to be for those who I love.
This is going to be hard for me. I have to be nice to Cole. My first impressions of Cole still ring true today. He's the fun-loving, welcoming goofball, the same guy that I met in 2011 at Marquette. He just cares about everybody having fun. He wants everybody around. He wants everybody included. And he's been one of my best friends ever since. And you've been a steadfast influence in my life. We've had many, many heart-to-hearts in good times and in bad. We've got to celebrate good times like tonight. We've gone through life's hardships together. And you've always been a source of friendship and wisdom for me. And, you know, speaking of pivotal moments, my wife and I moved to DC in 2018. And a big reason we chose to move there was because of Cole and Annette. And I remember I was in DC for my interview. It was like a whole day thing, and I was flying out that day, and I almost missed my flight home. because Cole took the time out of his day to finish the recruiting job. We had some beers after the interview, and he was really selling me hard on coming to DC. I was like, I don't think I'm going to take this job. He's like, come on, you got to take the job. Oh, I'm so glad that I did. It gave us 3.5 years of bliss in DC, not just with you, but the group of friends that we inherited from you. Most of them are sitting over there, and it really changed our life for the better. And we're so thankful for the way you guys welcomed us to DC. And yeah. So everybody, on that note, I want everybody to raise a glass. You'll be hard pressed to find two more fun, loving people. You guys, your love and friendship has been an inspiration to all of us. So may your love and friendship grow ever deeper, and the inspiration never stop. Let's have some fun. Oh, and don't worry about thanking us. Our invoice will come later.